Good morning, YouTube! This is Supper, and welcome to the Strategos. For those of you that haven't been here a year ago or so, few words of explanation. This show is all about tactics, strategy, list building and tournament play, something for more competitive ones. Most of the time I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I will tell you about the things that you might already know, but maybe in some other ways. So now let's get to the chase. Today I'm going to talk to you about a single unit, a single model actually, about the unit that is one of the most multi-purpose units in the game, and the unit that every single army can field. Of course I'm talking about fortification, and precisely about Bastion. First of all, this is a huge model. You can always use it as a line of sight blocking terrain, and thanks to the high armor value of 14, it will stay there for a while. You can use it to protect your most vulnerable models, either by putting it behind or inside of it. Because of the fact that he is armed with 4 heavy bolters, you may force your enemy to rethink his deployment and movement, especially with small, fragile units like objective secure troops, for example scouts or cavalry warriors. And it even may be used for destroying fast light armored vehicles that are used by your enemy for securing your backfield objectives. And these are the most obvious uses of Bastion. I would like to remind you this is 75 points model, and even only these few things make it worth its points. But that's not all. Another thing you can do with it is to use it as a gun platform, especially for anti-air support. For 35 points you can add to it an Icarus Las Cannon, or for 50 points you can add a quad autocannon. To remind you, in this edition, gun emplacement that is placed on the battlements of Bastion counts as emplaced weapon, so it cannot be destroyed separately to the Bastion. And because of the fact that it is an emplaced weapon, it can shoot without being crewed, only with BS2, but still it can be used without any other models. Thanks to the changes in 7th edition, claimed buildings are scoring units. So you can put Bastion at the beginning of the game next to your objective, and until your enemy reclaim it from you, it will score this objective. Other uses of this unit depends on what are you going to put inside of it. Thanks to the another change between editions, now you can charge in the same turn in which you disembark from any fortification. We can use Bastion to slingshot otherwise vulnerable character into combat. For example, Dark Eldar Succubi or Heralds of Slaanesh. If you don't know what does it mean slingshotting character, please join us in next week's Strategos. I will tell you all about it. If you decide to put inside of it very hard-hitting shooting unit, you can use it always as field denial unit. But please remember, if you put it in the middle of the table, so that the unit will have range to the every corner of it, your enemy will mark it as a target number 1. So sometimes it is better to put it on the side of the table just to make it a less interesting target, but giving you the flexibility of using the table and denying some of it for your enemy. And the last use I can think of is a treasure chest. This is a kind of misleading tactics. You are trying to make Bastion as juicy target as it can be. You may put inside of it your warlord, you may place it in a way that it scores one objective and the unit inside of it scores a second objective, or you just put some intensive firepower inside of it, place it in the middle of the table, so your enemy cannot or don't want to ignore it. Thanks for it, for quite a small cost, you will be able to protect units that you want to act with. And because of the armor value 14, it still can survive the shooting. Let's summarize. You can use Bastion as a line of sight blocking terrain to protect units that you hide inside of it or behind of it. You can use it to attack small units and protect, thanks to it, your backfield objectives. You can use it to slingshot some character. You can use it as an anti-air support, to score objectives, as a field denial unit, and as a treasure chest. And that's all for 75 points. And that's why I think it is one of most multi-purpose units in the game. As I already told, next week we will talk about slingshot tactics, so if you don't know what it is, or just would like to know my ideas for using it, come back next Wednesday for another episode of Strategos. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching, If you liked the video, please press the appropriate button and spread the word about it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now for more awesome content like Weekly Loot, our weekly news flash of latest releases in wargaming community, and other things like tournament reports from Polish 40k scene. And of course, please comment. I would be more than happy to know your thoughts about using Bastion, and maybe you've got some ideas for the future episodes. And let me remind you that Strategos is a list building show as well. So if you've got any questions, or you've got lists for me to check out, or you just like to show me your work, please send them at bastionwargaming@gmail.com. So once again, thank you for watching and stay safe.